Hi, this is Darla from stampingunderdoctorsorders.blogspot.com. And Susan from one of the message boards I'm in had asked about doing a bee from the Best Images of 2006 cartridge. So I just wanted to show the benefits of using Cricut Craft Room for that. So I've brought Cricut Craft Room up on my screen and I'm just going to click Login. And this is the desktop version that I've downloaded just so that I can cut from it. If you design it on the internet version, you can't cut. So I've come up and my projects are here, but I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click new, and I'm just going to name it B for now. And the very first thing I like to do in Craft Room is I come down here to the options and go over to Craft Room. Here you can see I've chosen my expression. It's a 12 by 12 mat and the project and stuff. But over here in Craft Room, you can change the size that you want it to come up as a default, and you can do matte layers enabled. I like to have, and I also like to have fill mode enabled. And just to give you an idea, the difference between those two, let me bring up the cartridge we're going to be working on. Here it is. So just to show you the difference, if I were to bring this heart up with fill mode enabled, it comes up all filled in with color. If I don't have it enabled, it just comes up as lines. So I like to have it filled with color because to me that's one of the benefits of the craft room. I can line everything up exactly how I like it. So once I've done that, I come up here to matte layers so that I can see my layers here. So the bee she was asking about is this one right here. It's the 4th row down, 5th column over. I'm just going to bring that little guy up. And I'm just going to bring him over a bit to make him easier to work on here. And so you can see my screen better here. Let's see if I can... Oops. Go. There. So I'm going to need 3 different cuts for this. One is this one. And then if you press Shift, there's my other cuts. It's the exact same button, just with Shift lit up as well. So I'm going to need that one twice, and I'm going to click on it and it's going to come up. Do you want to put it on a new layer or the current layer? Because I want to show it in different colors, by changing the color of my matte layers, I need to put it on a new layer, okay? And I need that same image twice, once for the body and once for the stripes. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to say new layer again. Okay. So this is what I have now, are these 3 pieces. Okay. So what I'm going to do is my first layer is going to end up being my wings. I'm going to name it that. And all I did was come over here by the layer and there's a little picture of a pencil. If you click on that, it will let you edit the name. And I just delete the name that's there. My next one is going to be the body. And last one is going to be the stripes. Okay, so my wings, I want to change the color of these because I don't want it to be red, blue, and yellow. I'm going to change my wings color, and all I do is I click on the little dot of color over here in the matte layers. So if I click on that, it's going to bring this up. So my wings, just so you can see it, I'm not going to make them white. I'm just going to make them like a light blue color so you can see. And then click apply. And then my body, I want black. And if black doesn't show up over here to choose, if you look over here, the very bottom here is black. So if you just drag this little arrow all the way to the bottom, you'll get black. And then click apply. And then for the stripes, I want those yellow. And apply. Okay. So obviously when I cut the body, I don't want the stripes to cut, and when I cut the stripes, I don't want the body to cut. So what I'm going to use is the hide contour feature here. So I'm going to click on hide contour, and when I do, only the layer that is highlighted over here is going to come up to edit. I can't edit these two. So I need to, this is going to be my body, so I need to left click on the stripes, and they turn red so you know which ones you're actually selecting. It's pretty easy with this bee, but if you had another one with more little intricate pieces, it's sometimes hard to see what exactly you're actually pointing at. So once I've got those, if you notice when I clicked on it, it went to this really pale gray color. So that tells me it's not going to cut. And now when I hit exit from the hide contour mode, you'll see that the only part that's going to cut now is my black piece. So now I want to do the same thing for my stripes. So I need to come over and select my stripes, and that's my 6-month-old being part of the video. So once I've clicked on my stripes, I'm going to select that image by clicking on it. I'm going to click hide contour, and this time I want to hide the body because I already have the body over in black. So that's what I want to do there. And then I'm going to exit again. So once I've done that, and actually I just realized, I think, no, I thought maybe the little slits were showing up there as cuts to hide, but they aren't. So now by doing this, one of the things I like about Cricut Craft Room is I can do this. I can layer it. And this is exactly what would cut. So Susan, this is exactly how you're going to put it together once it cuts. Okay? You can layer it on top of each other and see exactly what it's going to look like. So that's the bee once it's all finished. So by doing it that way, there's a couple of things I can do now. I could have left it layered on top of each other, or I can separate it out like this. The advantage of separating it out, I'm going to show you here in a second here. You'll notice I've placed them all within the little quadrants here so that I know exactly where on my mat it's going to cut. So here's the arrow. This is where my mat's going to go in. So I know if I wanted to cut this all at the same time, I would put my color that I want for my wings here, the color I want for my body here, and the color I want for my yellow here, and then I don't have to load and unload my mat with paper. If I only have full sheets, that's easy too. You can leave it right on top of each other, and I'll show you that in a second. So once you have it all how you like it, just click cut, and your thing's going to come up. You can double click on it, or you can click on it and then click select machine. Now I have an option of doing all layers separate, and with that on, you can come down here to the arrows and you can choose which layer you want. Okay. So by doing that, I can come over here and I can select wings, and I know that's my wings, or I can just scroll through. I can just scroll through until the image I want to cut comes up on the screen and load appropriate paper. Or the way I have it laid out on the screen, I have it laid out so I can cut them all at once, loading the mat once. If I do it this way, it's gonna unload the mat for me every single time, and I don't want that to happen the way I have it set up. So I want all layers one page. So I've come over to the drop down, and all layers one page brings them all up at once. I can load my mat accordingly with paper, and you're all set to cut, and then you can click cut. I'm not going to do that because I don't have this cartridge, and so it's simply going to tell me that I don't have it. Yeah, it's going to say wrong cartridge. It needs that cartridge inserted. So I hope that helps, and Susan, I will post this file for you, and hopefully that helps. Okay, thanks. Bye.